How they hanging down, dudes? It's me, the Media Raptor, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. If I don't sound like my normal, over-the-top happy self, well, it's because I'm not happy, because of what I have to review. You'll find out why in a minute. For a while, the Far Cry games were always ones that eluded me. I remember when I was younger, when Far Cry 3 came out, I actually saw the live-action trailer, and it kind of freaked me out. And so I didn't want to play it. Then Far Cry 4 came out when I was at Fan Expo, and they built this big mural to it. And again, it just didn't interest me. It just seemed kind of... I don't even know. I didn't know what they were, so I didn't bother with them. Then Far Cry Primal came out, and I heard everyone hated it, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to waste my time then. Then Far Cry 5 came out. Or at least was announced. And pretty immediately I was like, you know what? I am staying away from this game. You know why? I'm sick and tired of media. When there's a cult in media, it has to be Christianity that is the cult, essentially. I get it. No religion is perfect. Everyone has made plenty of mistakes, but I don't know. It just feels really unoriginal at this point to constantly be using Christianity as the base for a cult. Maybe I'm just saying that because I'm Christian, but hey, I'm not going to let... That does not ruin the game for me. Something else does, and if you know this game, you probably know what does, so let's talk about that. What's the story of Far Cry 5? It's pretty simple, actually. You're a rookie cop who goes to Hope County to arrest Joseph Seed, the leader of this crazy doomsday-esque cult. Once you arrest him, you're immediately shot out of the sky because, you know, nobody thought, hey, maybe we should come in armored trucks or something considering how dangerous this guy is. And your friends get kidnapped, and you have to escape, and then you meet the best character in the game.
You know what that shit means? It means the roads have all been closed. It means the phone lines have been cut. It means there's no signals getting in and out of this valley. But mostly it means we're all fucked.
Dutch, played by John Tench, who always brings a smile to my face because it's John Tench and I love that guy. Anyhow, you find out if you want to get to Joseph Seed and get your friends back, you gotta get rid of 3 people. John Seed, Jacob Seed, and Faith Seed. Honestly, I think they should have called it like Jezebel Seed or something, or Jesse Seed, to kind of go with the whole J mantra, but I also get why they called her Faith. It's pretty stupid, but I get it. So anyhow, you get a shovel launcher and a double-barreled shotgun, and you go out completing quests, liberating camps, and helping out people. The game itself is a lot of fun. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a total blast playing this game. It controls incredibly well. The frame rate is incredibly smooth. Unlike another game which I actually really enjoyed, there's not a lot of glitches in it. There's not a lot of clipping or enemies just sort of showing up out of nowhere. The NPCs seem rather intelligent. In fact, I played this game on hard for a while. It can be challenging. I died a lot. Although that is one place where I think the AI is really stupid, is when they're supposed to revive you. More than half the time, they never do. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because they were fighting, but I don't know. I found myself kind of hitting X for a while and then just giving up, realizing I was going to die anyways. The game also, like I said, it looks beautiful. It is a stunning, gorgeous game that you can do so much in. You can run around and go fishing if you just want to kick back and relax. You can jump in a plane and mess around with it. Although I will admit the plane controls were a little weird, and maybe that's just because flying a plane is a lot harder than it should be. And really the only plane controls I've ever been like 100% like these are great with was, of all games, Pilot Wings Resort for the 3DS, and that's because it was so simple. But see, the thing with the plane is when you're going down or up, the weight of the plane is very realistic, and it can be a little hard to control sometimes, especially if you're just kind of screwing around. So, if the game looks so great, and it runs so well, and there's so many fun things to do, and so many great characters to meet, like Sharky and Herc Jr., and so many places to go and blow stuff up with RPGs, shovel launchers, C4, crossbows, double-barreled shotguns with incendiary ammo. Why am I still kinda with this game? That's simple. The ending. By the way, spoilers! There will be spoilers for like the rest of this video. Plain and simple, the ending ruins the game and any chance I would ever want to play it again. I know that seems extreme, but let me explain it to you. You spend hours on hours destroying the cult bases, their supplies, disrupting their routines. You gotta get a bar up to a certain place before you can even go near the cult leaders. But before you can go near any of them. And along the way, they kidnap you and drug you, and there's some really weird things in this game. Like this.
Oh shit, they're inside!
I told you. I didn't want to leave.
That's just weird, dude. Or this.
Excellent.
Know your purpose!
Yeah, again, that's just weird. So, they're really building up how bad Joseph Seed is, and really, you hate this character. That's not a knock on the actor, it's the character. You hate him, and you want him dead, and it's building up to this big, awesome, climactic finale, where you get to go in there, you get to take your shotgun, shove it right up his... You know what I mean. So what happens after all this time, all this effort? A big, giant you. I'm not lying either. You get to go and you confront him. You're given two choices. You can walk away and let him live, or you can arrest him. Why you wouldn't just shoot him on the spot's beyond me, but whatever, I'm not in charge. So if you walk away, your friends tell you, okay, that's it, we're getting the National Guard, we're coming back here, and we're killing everyone. Like, they're not going to be allowed to live. Which is awesome. That would make awesome DLC, or a continuation, or even a sequel. But then this happens.
Guard, and we're gonna bring the hammer down on that goddamn place.
No. No way. I'm not going to be a part of this. You heard what he said.
You're gonna do exactly as you're told, Pratt. What's wrong?
It's funny because you're gonna murder all your friends. Yeah. And if you do arrest him, you get the most confusing boss battle I have ever seen in any game ever. Essentially, there's this thing called bliss throughout the game you have to deal with. It's like this super powerful hallucinogenic drug. Kind of like LSD and meth if they were somehow fused together. And you have to kill your friends, and then revive them and have them fight with you. That's an interesting concept. And you don't know which seed is the real one. Again, like that was kind of like face battle, but whatever. So, you know, you finally take him down, and then this happens.
Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. And when the Lamb opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven. And the seven angels before God were given seven trumpets. And there were noises, thunderings, lightnings, and an earthquake.
Joseph Seed, you're under arrest.
And I heard a great voice from the temple say to the angels, "Go your ways, and pour from the vials the wrath of God upon the earth."
I'll admit, when I first saw that, I had no idea it was coming. I genuinely shouted, "Holy crap," out of fear. And this could be the most badass final level in any video game ever made. You have to outrun a friggin' nuke with all your friends dragging Joseph with you because you want to make sure he's dead or faces justice. You need to get the hell out of Dodge. You need to get away from this nuke before you're all fried. Everything is out of control. You can barely control the truck. Your friends are freaking out around you. And all of a sudden, this happens. So you're still there. You gotta get into that bunker. You gotta survive. You need to survive. Then this happens.
Attention. This is the emergency broadcast system. Take shelter immediately. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
You know what this means? It means the politicians have been silenced. It means the corporations have been erased. It means the world has been cleansed by God's righteous fire. But most of all, it means I was right. The collapse has come. The world as we know it is over. I waited so long. I waited so long for the prophecy that God whispered in my ear to be fulfilled. I prepared my family for this moment. And you took them from me. I should kill you for what you've done. But you're all I have left now. You're my family. And when the world is ready to be born anew, we will step into the light. I am your father. And you are my child. And together we will march to Eden's gate.
And the game ends. That is dumb. This game, I think it's the only game, like AAA game, I've ever bought at full price, then in about a month, just in about a month, returned it because I was done with it. It is such a horrible ending to this game because, you know what? There's no secret ending. There is no 100% completion bonus. There is no DLC that fixes this. There is no, oh, you know what? It was all just a joke. Here's the real ending. Even if you do the secret ending at the beginning, which I'm not going to tell you how because it's actually a really good reference, it doesn't matter. And the game sends you back a couple hours so you won't have to deal with that final mission. It's like what most games do. But here's the thing. Why do anything in this game if you know the ending? Why buy this game? Why get invested in these characters? Why get invested in this world? I get it. If you don't know that twist is coming, it's a really good twist for the most part. But once you know it, the game is so meaningless. And this genuinely angers me. Because Far Cry 5, if if you've never played a Far Cry game before and this is the first one you play, I don't ever want to play a Far Cry game again. I don't want to play 3, I don't want to play 4, I don't want to play Primal, I don't want to touch them. To me, there's no point in returning to this franchise because the ending is just so bleak, and it's not like the game builds up that there could be a bleak ending. You have a shovel launcher in this game, and that's my other big problem with this game. It cannot decide what tone it wants. So 1 minute, you'll have a mission called the Testicle Festival, when you have to go out there, murder some bulls, and then harvest their testicles. Then eat them, get drunk, and wake up a few days later naked something. That's funny, that's creative, I like that, that's stupid, it's silly. Then when you're fighting Faith, say it with me, this happens.
It's not my fault. None of this was my fault. You think I wanted this? He plied me with drugs. He threatened me. I was 17. I was just a child.
They suddenly try and make this character who's done nothing but manipulate people, even make your friends kill each other, suddenly like, oh, I was abused. I was horribly abused by these people. You need to feel bad for her. And honestly, I don't care. And I hate saying this, and this will probably come out horribly wrong. I don't care that she was abused. The game gave us no reason to care. If they made it that it was clear she was doing this, but at the same time she sometimes would stop and think, or be clear that she was thinking otherwise, like this was a bad idea, then maybe I'd feel bad for her to understand that she's this far gone and she feels like she can't turn back, and that killing her would be putting her out of her misery.
There once was a young woman who had been ostracized by her community. Bullied by friends, abused by her family. She took to a needle for help. She was all alone. She wanted to die. And then she met the Father. He gave her hope and confidence. The Father showed her how special she was, that she was full of love and life. He gave her a new family, one that accepted her just as she was. The young woman no longer wished to die. She had been given purpose.
But at this point, the way the game does it, especially in today's day and age, it seems like she's just screaming false victim. And especially in the society that we're living in today, that pissed me off. I don't think many people have noticed that, but you know what? That pissed me off. Ubisoft, what the hell? The game cannot decide tonally if it wants to be funny or dramatic. And I'm not saying a game can't be both. Games can be both and do it quite well. And this game does the humorous amazingly. We have a bear named Cheeseburger who eats people for us. A bear with diabetes. You're gonna take that seriously? No. Like, even if this cult was like a doomsday cult, sure, they could have kicked the goofiness up to like 11 with them. I mean, like, it just... I feel like there was so much great potential in this game, and ultimately, some of it got in there, but most of it didn't. That's really the best way to describe it. And another reason why there's no point in ever playing this game after you've beaten it is because of the menu. I'm not going to explain to you what happens, but believe me, I don't even want to look at the menu after the game has been beaten. And you have no choice, like really, if you want to get the trophies, if you want to go for 100%, you gotta beat the story. And maybe to some Far Cry fans, like the die-hard Far Cry fans, they'll be like, oh, sure, whatever, that's nothing new to this franchise. Yeah, to someone who is new to this franchise, we shouldn't be expected to go out and do research on a game that has no connections to the others. Far Cry has kind of built itself on goofiness and always being out there. They didn't seem connected, and if they were, then maybe that would be my fault for not looking into that, but it's pretty clear they're not connected. Okay, I'm sorry. Normally I wouldn't get that angry at something, especially a video game. But you know what? When you're looking at something from an analytical standpoint, something you have to pay $80 to $100 for just the basic edition, and then they turn around and slap you with that ending, I think we have the right to be a little angry. But the sad thing is, everything else is awesome. The acting from everyone is top-notch. Tasia Talos returns from this. Sitara, she's in this. All the characters are lovable and funny. Even the bad guys are kind of like despicably like, oh dude, I hate you so much. Like, they build them up as like almost ham and cheesy evil. And then they try and throw in like a dark, abusive backstory, not just for Faith, but for some of the others, like, and it completely throws it off. If they had just been crazy cultists, it would have worked because, well, that's all they are. They're just crazy cultists. Also, I'm not talking about the whole political satire in this game because it was poorly done. That's all you need to know. Music is great. I love the country soundtrack and I love the rock in this game. I already talked about the controls. It plays smoothly. It runs smoothly. Sometimes it gets kind of annoying because you fall down a cliffside or something and you can't just climb back up. But then you can just call a friend in with a helicopter and fly out of there. It works. The grappling hook is a lot of fun. The wingsuit is one of the funnest things I have seen in games in a long time, and I want more games to have that option. The weapons are varied, powerful, and awesome. There's like RPGs, grenade launchers, handguns that are stupidly powerful. Sometimes though, all you need is a sniper rifle and a shotgun, because then you can clear out an entire base from like 50 feet away and then go in and kill the last few guys and be done with it. Or you can be like me, take an RPG and a shotgun, runs in and ends up getting blown up several dozen times. Overall, can I recommend Far Cry 5? Not really, but also yes. I'm not gonna lie. Far Cry 5 is a fun game. It's a fun, violent, over-the-top power trip. If it wasn't for that ending, I would pretty much be sitting here going, everyone needs to play this game. But the ending, something you really have no choice but to do, is so bad. So needlessly bleak and so pointlessly dark that I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to play a Far Cry game anymore. And the thing is, they put a lot of effort into this game. Making a game is hard enough. Making a game that looks this good, runs this smoothly with barely any glitches in it, that can't be easy. Ubisoft did such a good job. Every programmer who worked on this game deserves a raise. Every actor, every motion capture, every writer, aside from the guy who came up with the ending, deserves a raise. But the ending ruins it. I know it seems like I'm overreacting with the whole, oh, I'm never going to play it again because of the ending, but you know what? It's written that well, and you really get invested in these characters. And it's not like it's a story plot point that they get killed and you have to go out for revenge. It's just a, you like these guys? Well, they're all dead now. I mean, even George R.R. Martin would be like, dude, that's messed up. So, yeah. If you're a fan of the Far Cry games, good chance you've already played it. If you haven't played a Far Cry game before, try the fourth one, I guess? Maybe the third one if you can get it, because it's not on the PS4 yet. But, yeah. Really, if you want a game like this, still like an open-world, massive destruction game where you have to take down bad guys, play the Just Cause games. Or Mercenary. Anyone remember those? Those were awesome. Anyhow, you guys, I'm giving Far Cry 5 1.5. 2 Raptor Claws out of 4. It had so much potential. And in the end, it's just kind of mediocre. Aside from the ending, as long as you ignore that. And some of the more really offensive stuff I wish they wouldn't put in and I don't want to talk about because I'll just get answered again. But yeah. Till next time, Dino Dudes, this has been the Media Raptor saying keep cool, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see all you Dino Dudes around. Later.